Look at the most crowded cities in America, and you will see airports trapped by their own success, spending billions just to build a single new terminal. But hidden in the wide open spaces of the United States is a different breed of mega airport. These massive transit hubs bought up thousands of acres of cheap land decades ago, and now they operate like independent countries. We are ranking the 7 biggest airports in America, but the one at the very top is hiding a dark secret. What requires 33,531 acres of land and sparked some of the wildest conspiracy theories in history. We start our countdown with the smallest of the giants. Ranking at number 7 is George Bush Intercontinental Airport in Houston, Texas. Spanning exactly 10,000 acres, it is a heavyweight transport hub that handles the heat, storms, and massive passenger volumes of the American South. To understand the scale of 10,000 acres, realize you could drop dozens of small residential towns inside its borders and still have room for a golf course. Back in the late 1960s, city planners realized the old Houston airport was choking on its own traffic. The city was booming, so they moved the aviation operation to a dense pine forest far north of the city. Today, that forest is a concrete jungle processing nearly 50 million people a year. But having sprawling space does not mean everything operates perfectly. Right now, they are ripping apart their legacy buildings to create a brand new $2 billion terminal complex. This new structure features massive glass walls standing 45 feet high, flooding the ticketing halls with natural light. It is a chaotic, noisy construction zone where thousands of hard hat workers must dodge massive commercial airplanes every day to get the job done. The sheer coordination required to keep a hub running while tearing it down from the inside is a marvel of engineering.
Get ready for more construction at Bush Airport today. United announcing a major project.
The airline is promising a bigger and better Terminal B, and along with it, more jobs. Here's Ron Trevino.
Leaving the sprawling pine trees of Texas behind, we head north to the agricultural heartland of America. Number 6 is Kansas City International Airport, covering 10,680 acres of Missouri landscape. For exactly 50 years, this place was a miserable, frustrating experience for travelers. The original designers in 1972 built 3 separate horseshoe-shaped buildings. They had a utopian vision that it would let people park just a few short steps from their departure gates. But when modern security rules and baggage scanners took over the industry, those narrow, curved hallways turned into an operational nightmare. People were crammed into tiny holding rooms with no bathrooms, no restaurants, and no place to sit. It was a fatal flaw in the mid-century design that could not be fixed with a simple renovation. So, what do you do when you have 10,000 acres of open land at your disposal? You tear down the old mistake and start over from scratch. Last year, Kansas City opened a massive $1.5 billion single terminal. They installed 39 all-glass passenger boarding bridges, making it feel like you are walking on air as you board your flight. The new space completely saved the city's reputation.
Welcome to the brand new KCI terminal. It's all about first impressions here, from check-in to check-out.
What do we think? I love it.
Those in the metro believe it's been a long time coming.
Number 2 on our list is building a terminal that costs more than some professional sports stadiums. But before we get there, saying goodbye to the Midwest Plains, we are flying down to the Sunshine State. At number 5 is Orlando International Airport. It sits heavily on 11,605 acres of Central Florida swampland. This place was actually born from the military. It used to be a highly secure Cold War bomber base, which is exactly why the airport code is still MCO, standing for McCoy Air Force Base. Now, it is the ultimate gateway to the global theme park capital of the world. Nearly 60 million tourists, families, and business travelers pour through these terminals every single year. The physical footprint is so insanely large that it is literally bigger than the main commercial airports in New York, Miami, and London combined. Because the local aviation authority controls so much land, they did not just build more runways and parking garages. They built a massive state-of-the-art high-speed rail station directly into the newest terminal footprint. You can land from an international flight, grab your luggage, and shoot across the Florida Peninsula on a Brightline train without ever stepping outside into the humid air. The airport is also a massive cargo engine, moving hundreds of thousands of tons of freight. Wait until you hear about the massive blunder coming up at number 4. But first, saying goodbye to the theme parks and roller coasters, we travel straight up the East Coast to the nation's capital. Number 4 is Washington Dulles International Airport in Northern Virginia, resting on a vast expanse of 13,000 acres. Dedicated by President John F. Kennedy in 1962, it looks like a futuristic spaceship resting gracefully on the grass. The main building was designed by a legendary architect and remains an absolute masterpiece of mid-century modern art. But behind that beautiful sweeping glass roof is a ridiculous, deeply flawed secret. When they built it, the designers thought it would be a brilliant idea to keep the noisy airplanes parked very far away from the terminal. To get people to the planes, they invented these bizarre, giant vehicles called mobile lounges. They look like waiting rooms mounted on massive monster truck wheels. Today, more than 60 years later, they are unbelievably still using them to move people around. Passengers absolutely hate them. They frequently smell like jet fuel, they are incredibly slow, and recently, one of these lumbering machines actually crashed and injured 18 passengers.
A people mover crashed into Concourse D at Dulles Airport, forcing passengers to evacuate using those stairs in the back.
It cost the airport over $160 million just to keep these ancient vehicles running. Now, the federal government wants to wipe the slate clean. They are calling for architects to design brand new concourses because the mobile lounge system is an embarrassing failure for a city that serves as the diplomatic center of the world. Escaping the capital gridlock and historical baggage, we fly back down south to a place most people would never expect to be this huge. And keep watching, because the conspiracy theories surrounding our number 1 spot will absolutely blow your mind. Number 3 is Southwest Florida International Airport, located adjacent to the coastal city of Fort Myers. This is the absolute wild card of the list. It spans an incredible 13,555 acres. But here is the truly crazy part that baffles aviation nerds. It operates all of its flights using only one single runway. In fact, it is the second busiest single runway airport in the entire country, handling over 11 million passengers last year. Why in the world does a regional vacation airport need over 13,000 acres of land? The answer comes down to severe noise regulations and brilliant historical foresight. Decades ago, local leaders knew that retirees and tourists were going to absolutely flood the Gulf Coast region. By buying up a massive chunk of undeveloped swampland early on, they created a giant geographic buffer zone so wealthy homeowners would not constantly complain about jet engines roaring over their backyards at night. Now, as millions of people flock to the beaches, the main terminal is completely overwhelmed. They are currently in the middle of a desperate billion-dollar expansion project just to handle the surging crowds. Because they were smart enough to buy the land early, they have plenty of empty swamp left to build a second parallel runway without having to demolish any surrounding neighborhoods when the time finally comes.
And take a look at these renderings for what the airport is hoping to accomplish. According to the airport's website, plans for Phase 2 include a new ticketing lobby and bag claim area with the infrastructure to support 19 gates in the future.
If you are enjoying the video, kindly like and subscribe. Leaving the warm waters of the Gulf Coast behind, we head west to the massive, sprawling flatlands of Texas. Number 2 is Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. This place is an absolute fortress of aviation, covering a staggering 17,207 acres. That translates to nearly 27 square miles of nothing but concrete, bustling terminals, and massive runways. Back in 1974, the rival cities of Dallas and Fort Worth finally stopped fighting each other and teamed up to build this mega hub right in the middle of their border. Today, it processes almost 90 million passengers a year, making it the second busiest airport on the entire planet. This is not just a place where airplanes land, it is literally a self-sustaining city. It has its own dedicated zip code, its own fully staffed police force, its own fire department, and its own emergency medical services. The scale is almost impossible to fully comprehend until you are driving through its endless network of internal highways. And the craziest part of the Dallas-Fort Worth story, despite being the size of a small country, they are still running out of room to park airplanes. The airport recently approved a completely new terminal project with a mind-blowing price tag of $4 billion. They are going to build 31 new gates from scratch, along with giant new parking garages and massive check-in halls.
DFW Airport is even bigger and even better for customers. That's thanks to a $4 billion investment from American Airlines in the new Terminal F.
Together, we will build a total of 31 new gates, and it will be a standalone unit terminal with a new parking facility, passenger check-in lobby, baggage services, security screening, new roads and bridges.
But even with all that money and space, Dallas-Fort Worth is still only half the size of the absolute giant waiting for us at the #1 spot. Next, we travel to the Rocky Mountains to explore a facility that borders on the unbelievable and defies all logic. #1 is Denver International Airport. It is the undisputed king of the skies, spanning an incomprehensible 33,531 acres. That is 52.4 square miles of controlled territory. You could fit the island of Manhattan, plus San Francisco and Miami, inside its property lines and still have room left over for a national park. It is the largest airport in North America by a massive margin. Why did Denver build something so big? In the late 1980s, their old airport was trapped inside the city limits. Planes were constantly delayed by weather, and neighbors despised the relentless noise. Planners made a radical, extremely expensive choice. They bought a massive stretch of empty prairie miles away from the downtown core. This vast emptiness allowed them to design the absolute perfect runway layout. From space, the runways look exactly like a giant pinwheel. Because the runways point in all different directions and never intersect each other, multiple airplanes can land at the exact same time, even in a blinding Colorado blizzard. But the massive size of Denver Airport has also sparked some of the wildest conspiracy theories in modern history. Because the construction went drastically over budget and ran years behind schedule, strange rumors started flying. People claimed there were secret underground bunkers built for the world elite to hide in during a global apocalypse. Others point to the creepy, glowing red eyes of the 32-foot-tall blue Mustang statue that stands near the entrance highway. That statue actually killed its own sculptor when a massive piece of it fell on him in his art studio. Add in the bizarre, apocalyptic artwork painted on the terminal walls, and you have an airport that feels far more like a science fiction movie set than a simple transit hub. Beyond the dark myths, the economic reality is staggering. Denver generates over $26 billion for the local economy every single year. It handles over 80 million passengers, and it is spending billions of dollars to upgrade its iconic tent-roofed terminal building. They are overhauling the security checkpoints and expanding the concourses just to keep up with the explosive population growth.
More money is on the way to DIA, $1.1 billion to be exact. Denver City Council approved the additional funding for the Great Hall project. Justin Adams joins us now from DIA. And Justin, what will that money be used for?
Well, the money will be used for the completion of the Great Hall project, and it's also going to be used for the projected increase in passenger traffic in 2028.
They have so much land at their disposal that they are actively building their own hotels, gas stations, and commercial real estate hubs right on the airport property. Denver International Airport is not just a place to catch a flight. It is a monument to American expansion, a marvel of spatial economics, and undeniable proof that in the high-stakes world of global aviation, the one who controls the most dirt controls the future. If you thought these massive airports were mind-blowing, wait until you see the absolute disaster of the world's most expensive abandoned mega projects. Click the video on your screen right now to see billions of dollars completely wasted.